What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we are doing a Rumor Mill Rundown, the MCU edition. We got a bunch of rumors about the MCU we want to talk about. And, if time permitting, we might get into a little Star Wars What If. Sounds like a fun little game to play. Not a lot of news going on. You know, we do have the Mandalorian trailer dropping tomorrow at halftime of the Cowboy game, or the Monday Night Football game. But before we get into that, Dave, Doug, how's it going, gentlemen?
I am grand. I had a very busy day. I got everything accomplished that I wanted to. Made it here to talk with you gentlemen. And I want to know all about these rumors myself. We can talk about that in a minute. But hey, Doug, how are you doing?
Well, Dave, let me tell you. I want to know what love is. Sorry, you got that song stuck in my head because you said you wanted to know things. I also want to know things. I want to know everything. I want to know what's a rumor. I want to know what's the truth. Are you lying to me? Can I not handle the truth?
You can't handle the truth.
But no.
You, Lieutenant Weinberg, you, Lieutenant Caffey, you live under the blanket of freedom that I provide, and then you question the means which I attain it. I would just prefer a thank you and move along your way. Sorry.
Why do you have that entire thing memorized?
I don't know, because I'm dumb.
But, David, Keith, I am outstanding. I am so glad to be here with both of you, and I can't wait to talk a whole bunch of MCU rumors and Star Wars stuff and whatever other nerdy topics happen to come to mind. Without further ado, Mr. Keith, sir, how are you?
You know what, gentlemen? I am tremendous. Been a good day, even though my team is knocked out of the playoffs. The Vikings lost, so all is good. We had I turned off the game last night. There was a crazy comeback with the Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And then today, the Dolphins, with a third-string quarterback, almost beat the Bills. It's been a good week of playoff football, so, you know, I'm a happy man.
I will take your word for it. I just hope both teams had fun.
And yes, Attack on Show, you are absolutely right. The Vikings are absolutely overrated.
Wow, two absolutelys, Keith? Jeez.
Oh,
dude.
sorry.
Hey, how are we going to keep up with this?
He's on a roll today.
I'm on a roll. It's time to go solo. Rolling. My 5.0. I'll stop. I don't want to. I don't want everyone leaving.
What
right as we
on
start.
0 viewers.
The viewer number is dropping. Whoa.
How are we negative?
Sierra threw an absolutely in there.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, and Attack on Show, my team, Dave's team, did not make the playoffs either. I know you're a Steelers fan, Attack on Show, because I've seen your tweets.
You know what I like about the Steelers? Is Mike Tomlin. That's got to be the best coach, man. He has never had a losing season. And I thought he would have it this year, but they went 9-8.
Yeah.
So, he's an amazing coach.
And, you know, you got to give credit to the GM, too. They always have talent out there. They always have enough to do things. It's just amazing. I have family from Pittsburgh, so I know they're happy every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, see? Tomlin's overrated. Oh, come on. He still won without, with Roethlisberger, He kept the win.
But he does have a Super Bowl win. He only has 6 playoff wins in his tenure? I did not know that.
3 of them had to be that year then.
I was going to say 3 were the Super Bowl win. Oh, sorry, Sierra.
Sierra's not liking our topic matter.
Well, football season's almost over, Sierra. But we do have a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to start with our Rumor Mill Rundown. MCU edition, we got a lot of little things that are out there that we wanted to talk about. First, Echo, which was supposed to release in 2023, is now looking like a 2024. And Agatha, Doug's favorite, Agatha, Coven of Chaos, has slipped even surprisingly further down the calendar.
Oh,
it was supposed to come out 2023. Now it's looking like it's going to be in 2025 after Daredevil Born Again.
All right, we got to go back to our tier list and take them off.
We got to redo it.
It's going to rearrange the whole year.
And we've kind of talked about this before. We've heard that when Bob Iger came back, they were going to start looking at a more quality over quantity approach. And this could be the first I don't want to say victims, because
Well,
I think that's a weird
let
word.
me ask you this, Keith. Does this mean that they're taking the opportunity to fix some of these streaming series? Maybe they found that they don't really fit with the quality that that Bob Iger is looking for. Maybe they want to like clean up some of the stories, do something else to it, edit it better. I don't know what the case may be, but do they want to do something that maybe now they figure if they push it, they're going to give themselves a bit more time? Or is it that they're just trying to sort of trick folks into thinking that, oh yeah, this is definitely a quality over quantity by slowly trickling them out?
Well, I think Attack on Show is asking if the VFX employees jumping ship. I don't think so, because when there's money there, they'll get the stuff done. They may be giving them a break to let them get stuff done. And Carrie's asking how the plot remains relevant. Well,
I'm sorry.
they start.
Disney giving their visual artists a break? Come on now, Keith. Are
It
we
could
in an alternate
happen.
universe?
It could happen. But I think that's a good point about plot remaining relevant, because, Echo, I think it does have to come out. If the rumors about the plot are true, with Daredevil and Kingpin being a major part of it, I think that does have to come out before Born Again. So I think as long as it comes out before Born Again, I think we're okay. The Agatha storyline, and once again, Rumor Mill cranking out full steam ahead. The rumor is that it's going to take place right after WandaVision. Or, I'm sorry, right after Doctor Strange Multiverse of
I was
Madness.
about to say, I'm like, excuse me?
So basically, I'm assuming right when the Scarlet Witch destroys the Darkhold, which we don't believe, and it gets crushed in Mount Wundagore, that Agatha is going to be freed, basically, because a lot of the world needed Hulkling like it needed the Wonder Woman 84. We'll get to that rumor in a little bit there. But it's a lot of the rumored cast is people from WandaVision, along with, might as well break it out now. There is a rumor, for those of you who don't know who Hulkling is, he is Kree and Skrull, and he's part of the Young Avengers, and they're thinking that Miles Gutierrez Riley is going to be playing Hulkling in Agatha, which is weird because I don't know why he would first appear in Agatha as opposed to showing up in something like the Marvels, where we're going to be getting a lot of Kree, maybe some Skrull, maybe Secret Invasion, or maybe he is going to show up prior to that. But since they know he's going to show up in Agatha, that's where we're maybe seeing him first. But the reason he could show up in Agatha is because Joe Locke, who's on that show, is likely playing Wiccan. For those of you familiar with the comic, Hulkling and Wiccan are an item.
Now, I do have a question because I don't know anything about that character. And I have heard you mention a couple of years ago when we did a Theory Palooza on, I think, like Phase 5, you had mentioned the possibility that Hulkling would, show up. And I said, well, does that mean that he's related to the Hulk in any way? And when you told me that he's half Kree, half Skrull, I'm like, well, what's with the name? Was that just something that they did in the comic books? They're like, oh yeah, this is Hulkling, and then they didn't really have a backstory for him at first? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, I don't know why they call him Hulkling, to be honest. He kind of looks like the Hulk a little bit, and maybe that's why. I'm pretty sure that's why, but he's basically, at this point in the comics, he rules the Kree and Skrull empires together. Like, they've merged into one empire, and he's like the emperor of that. But I think because his normal pre-shapeshift, what he looks like, is Hulk-esque. So I think they call him Hulkling for that.
So this is a case of the artist wanting to make another Hulk-like character, but not figuring out how it was going to fit.
And Tundra Walker said he's green, so he got the name before he knew his origins.
And now the people of the MCU are like, okay, great. So how are we going to work this guy in again?
God, they are just terrible with names at comic books. There's just all like the Danvers, Carol Danvers, and then what's the Supergirl equivalent? Her name is
Kara Danvers, yeah.
Oh,
Kara
yeah.
Danvers.
Oh, Lord.
Slade Wilson, Wade Wilson, these guys.
Man
thing. Come on.
Not to go off on a tangent time, but I was laughing. Deadpool's co-creator, oh my God,
Joe Kelly?
Rob Liefeld,
Oh, okay.
was saying that someone was on Twitter saying, yeah, Deadpool is just a ripoff, was originally just a ripoff of Deathstroke. And he's like, I'm the creator, and that's not true even close. And he's like, someone's like, his name's Wade Wilson. It's like one letter off, 2 letters off of Slade Wilson. Right. Just stop it. And he's like, because when he first was his thing, he wasn't the wisecracking, fourth wall breaking. He was basically just a ripoff of Deathstroke. So I find it funny.
At first, he was like in this Deadpool Classics I have, like the first whole graphic novel is he's pretty serious, and I was just really disappointed with it. It's like when Joe Kelly got his hands on it, that's when it started to be funny.
Yeah, that's when it took off. Gail Simone had a nice run with him and stuff, and it's funny because Liefeld just had another run, Deadpool Bad Blood, and he was it just wasn't good. If anyone's out there wanting to, I read it on Marvel Unlimited. It was wretched. I did not enjoy this at all. I finished it.
This is a comic that you wouldn't be mad at me if I pirated it?
Correct.
Okay, good.
I'd probably give you a high five. Okay, let's see. Sierra has a question. Since there is such thing as the multiverse in both DC and Marvel, I'm assuming I'll make this assumption. Could they overlap? Would Doctor Strange be able to see into
the DC universe? Yep, that's exactly what you said.
As long as DC was okay with it, yes. They have crossed over many times.
Oh, yeah.
And there's even been rumors that with James Gunn becoming... Well, once again, if DC let him, the copyright lawyers wouldn't stop him. But, with James Gunn taking over the DCU, there has been rumors that maybe we will get a DCU-MCU crossover at some point.
Oh, and we'd finally have the Captain Marvel showdown that I've been dreaming of.
Well, there's only one Captain Marvel, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You can keep denying it all you want, but we all know that Shazam was the first Captain Marvel.
If he was the original, why did he lose his name?
Oh, I don't know, because of some backroom lawyers pulling some shenanigans. Terrible.
It wasn't even one of the big 2 DC or comic makers. Didn't it start
big enough that Elvis liked him.
What did it start on? Dark Horse?
What?
No, Dark Horse wasn't even around back then.
Yeah, no.
Dark Horse is kind of a newer one.
The original Captain Marvel Shazam, that started off on Fawcett Comics. That's where the Fawcett City comes from.
Did you say Flaccid?
Fawcett.
Fawcett. Oh, okay.
Yep.
That'd be a weird name. That's all I was thinking.
You're not wrong.
It's funny that, speaking of funny names, DC Comics, and the C in DC stands for comics.
Yeah.
Detective Comics.
Yeah. It's like saying VIN number.
Right.
And while we are talking a little bit about the Young Avengers, who, if you haven't checked out our Theory Palooza on the Young Avengers from a couple of years ago, I think we were the first ones to comment that the Young Avengers were coming to the MCU. Count it. It was. We were
talking about that before, I think, Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, we definitely were. Now, one of the other little drops that we heard rumors is that Vision Quest is going to be a series coming to Disney Plus, and it's going to be about White Vision after leaving Westview and all that's going on. But the big thing is that Viv, his daughter, is going to appear in a series. For those of you that read Tom King's run on Vision, he had a whole family, and Viv later went on to become part of the Champions, who, for the MCU, they're probably going to be the Young Avengers. They did. They sang a lot, sang Queen songs all the time. But, she was part of the Champions / so maybe we're going to see her become a member of the Young Avengers also, because it does look like, and once again, we say Young Avengers, but maybe Kevin Feige, or Kevin Feige, I should say, Dave's buddy, will be like, let's call him something else. And since Champions are out there, maybe we get that. So we get all of the, we get Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. We get Viv. We get American Chavez. We get Wiccan. We get Speed. We get Hulkling. We get Kid Loki. Maybe we get Iron Lad, a.k.a. Kang, who shows up. So we are having this all come together, which we talked about many years ago. And it just seems to be falling into place a little slower than we thought. But it sounds like we will definitely be getting some Young Avengers content sooner or later.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. They probably should find a name change. Otherwise, they'll end up in the same kind of situation that DC was with the Teen Titans, where at one point, like, most of them weren't even teens anymore. So they're just like, well, they're the Titans now.
They grow up. Eventually, they're going to grow up.
Well, they go from the Young Avengers to the Avengers.
And there's like, what, 2 Avengers right now?
The what?
Triple A team.
There's like 2 Avengers left right now.
Wait, is there more than
AARP
2?
Titans.
Wait, how many Avengers do we have left right now? And not shocking to anyone, we're in another tangent time.
Yeah.
So we got Captain Marvel. We got Bruce Banner. Now, I know people are probably going to say...
Count?
Thor does count.
Yeah, Thor counts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
Ant-Man.
I guess
Falcon.
Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah, Ant-Man. Hawkeye.
Well, Falcon's the... Yeah.
Right. The new Captain America.
I'm just
Yeah,
reading what Carrie wrote, so don't think I thought of that.
Oh, okay.
I just read it.
Yeah.
AARP
And-
Oh,
Titans,
no,
don't
no,
worry.
no. Why do you do this to
Oh,
me?
yeah, Spidey. Yep, Spider-Man. And yeah, you're right. I think we all agree. We talked about it a little bit on Thursday night when we were breaking down the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania trailer. The odds of Scott Lang surviving that movie are about the same as...
John Krasinski playing
Mr.
Reed
Fantastic.
Richards?
I was thinking more sports-wise, sports ball stuff, like
Oh, jeez.
the Minnesota Vikings winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Minnesota Vikings winning the Stanley Cup this year, yeah.
Thanks, Truman.
Yes,
Wait,
I'm here.
Do the will the Vikings not win the Stanley Cup? I don't understand.
No, they lost today. They're out of it. They're done.
Oh, okay.
Screw them.
And then, much to Dave's liking, I know he's pretty excited about this. We heard, and we've got pictures that possibly prove it, of Oscar Isaac in Cairo. So it's very likely
Oh,
we are
yeah.
getting a second season of Moon Knight.
I saw the TikTok video.
Well, you know what I
it-
think about that? I think, hey, it can only get better. That's what I think.
You know, I hope it does get better because I think Moon Knight has promise. The comics are really good. That's why when before the show even came out, I was constantly promoting the comics because they are good. He can be a well done character. I think this again, quality, quantity, whatever situation was with that. I think they just needed to take a little bit more time and figure out how Moon Knight was going to fit into the current existing MCU because I hate to keep beating this dead horse, but like I didn't see the connection. It seemed so separate, like it was just doing its own thing, like the Batman, with the DC universe, like it's just its own thing happening.
And just so everyone knows, if PETA is out there watching, no dead horses were beat this evening. Literal.
And even if they
dead
were,
horses.
it was already dead, so it's
That's
okay.
And honestly, I think as long as they don't constantly focus on the supernatural of Moon Knight, I think the second season could be much better. I think they really failed in the sense that they made it because Moon Knight, while there's been elements of the supernatural in its comics, it's never been the entirety of it. And they went. Wait, what? Have you guys seen Willow? Yes, I have seen all of Willow. I enjoyed the first season. They definitely did a good
Keep
job.
spelling your name Kite, which is hilarious.
I know, that's okay. There's no bad press, right? As long as someone's mentioning your name, you're all right.
Everybody
Yes.
knows what she means.
These kids these days, terrible
These kids
education.
these days, they're crazy kids. Crazy. And they can read
Terrible
the
education. Parenting was obviously bad,
Hey,
But-
man, that's my kid.
But Willow was a very fun. I mean, they didn't take themselves too seriously. They had some humor in it, not
Well, they
overdone. It was some good. It was some good adventure. It was really, if you liked the Willow movie, you would really like the series. And I like the way they ended it. I like how it can move on from here. And I'm looking forward. I haven't seen that season 2 has been confirmed yet or not, but I hope it gets it.
The show was very original, she says. I didn't see the movie. I didn't want to watch the show. Sierra wants me to watch the show.
So
Well, you
Thunder
should.
Walker says there's a vampire show coming on at 9. Oh yeah? Huh.
Yeah, it's his favorite movie. Twilight.
Ah, that does make sense. Also, The Last of Us is coming on at 9. I'll be watching that when we're
yes.
done.
Wait, we have one episode left of what, Thunder Walker?
At least 2 episodes, it says.
I must have missed something.
How these gonna slam my laptop? If you release
No,
it.
Willow is done. Willow first
No,
season
he's
is
saying
done.
he has an episode left.
Oh!
He's behind.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
Don't spoil it.
Gotcha. I will
Shut
not spoil
your
it.
mouth, sir.
And I'm not very bright. Reading is not my strong suit, as anyone who knows me knows very well.
I can read, I just can't. I can't.
Well, see, that's
Process
why
it.
we like comic books on this channel, because we might not be able to understand the words, but there are some pretty pictures. So,
Yes. Yes.
There's a
And-
lot of words.
Sierra, if you watched Wednesday's episode, that is the end of the first season.
No!
Oh, cool. My time's up.
Thankfully.
Oh, that's something that you should see if you can work out in Streamlab, whatever, and OBS. Popping up a timer.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
that's a good idea, yeah.
Hmm.
So we know a lot better what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, let's see. Let's get on to our next room. Oh, the
have
next
another
one, I almost
topic,
forgot.
folks. Here
The
it
next
comes.
topic. Not only is Moon Knight getting a second season, but the top-rated superhero show of 2023 is getting a second season. Does anyone want to guess what I'm talking about?
No.
Because nothing happened in 2023.
Miss Marvel was the top-rated superhero show of 2023, and the rumor is that is getting a second season also.
It's.
2023. You mean 2022?
Yes. Oh my God.
I was about to say. I'm like, really?
It's
Yeah,
like
that's why
right.
I'm so confused. I'm like, what's he talking about?
It's like
I was
right.
waiting for the punchline. I'm like, I don't get it, Keith.
If I still wrote checks, it'd be like still writing Year of the Chicken, and when it's Year of the Pig or something. I always do that with the Chinese New Year.
See
So.
that down in the Chinese area?
Yes, let's say that again. The highest rated superhero show of 2022.
Wow, that's setting the bar pretty low.
So that was the highest rated, huh?
Yes,
In,
Out
in
of,
what way?
wow.
Like critically or
critically the highest
Okay.
critic. Yes,
I did not watch the Golden Globes. Did it win anything?
not that I
Was it
saw.
nominated?
I think the only MCU person that won was Angela Bassett for Best Supporting Actress.
Okay.
You know what was up for for Picture of the Year, don't you, Doug?
What?
I don't.
Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it won too.
Oh, we got a Gilbert Gottfried.
We've got 5 minutes of Gilbert Godfrey. We're talking Miss Marvel. Great show. I loved it. I can't wait for season 2. Aman Vellani was fantastic. All of you naysayers are just haters. That's all there is to it. I mean, you hate She-Hulk, you hate Miss Marvel, you hate everything. Come on.
Wait,
We
forgot
love
Moon
it.
Knight. Forgot Moon Knight.
And you hate Moon Knight. But
loves
you like-
Morbius.
No, I don't. You know what I love? Peacemaker. Wasn't that last year? Peacemaker? Or was that 2 years ago?
Yes, Peacemaker
Yeah, that
was
was-
fantastic. It came out almost exactly a year ago. I saw James Gunn posting something somewhere or another. He posts everywhere. He's like, all he does is make social media posts saying, that's not true. Here's something about me. It's all about James Gunn everywhere, all the time.
What?
Are you Miss Marvel's aunt? What are you even talking? I'm sorry, aunt. She doesn't crawl around on 6 legs and eat garbage. She's an aunt. But the question is, I'm assuming the show, second season, will take place after the Marvels. Because we're getting the Marvels in just a few months.
So we've got Quantumania coming up first in, what, February?
Yes, February 17th. Then Secret Invasion. Then the Marvels. We were going to get Echo sometime in there, but that's not happening
Well,
anymore.
I'm thinking just movie wise. So for movies that we're going to be going to the theater to see, like MCU, we've got Quantumania, and then what the next one would be
the Marvels.
All right, awesome.
And that's
Cool.
it for 2023. And that's
Okay. What's after the Marvels?
I'll try to do better, Tundra Walker. I'm so sorry you're disappointed in your Infinity Stone spending. Maybe I'll just talk nonstop while everyone else just sits there. It's Gilbert all the time. Maybe if you
My face is all red. Oh.
Maybe if you wouldn't have confused us with all this talk about aunts instead of her grandma, we'd be in a better place right now, and not so confused with you disappointed wanting your Infinity Stones back and my voice crackling like it just did. And he's already talking about story time with Bane. Just so you know,
he doesn't even care about Gilbert.
Sierra says it should be all Gilbert all the time.
You know, we were talking.
What did I ever
about,
do to you, Sierra? Why would you want that?
Speaking of the voices that you guys can buy, we were talking about possibly switching out Bane for Palpatine. What do y'all think about that?
We talked about even knocking the price down to like 50 Infinity Stones.
No. You talked about that. I did not.
For
I
10
disagreed
minutes.
Fully with it.
Well, since I control the Twitter, since I control Twitch, I can set it to anything. I'm going to change the password.
Oh, man, look at the time. I got to go.
Oh, he says no thanks on the Palpatine.
He likes the Bane voice. See, Doug, you're too good at it. And as soon as the 5 minutes is done with Gilbert, they want a Palpatine sampler. Somehow, Palpatine returned. We'll get that clip of Oscar Isaac Moon Knight for some reason saying Palpatine returns. I don't know. He's gonna be in Secret Wars, I guess. Who the hell knows?
That'd be funny if Doctor Strange could see the Star Wars universe as well.
He can see all the universes. Avatar, The Last Airbender. I think they're the same because we're going to have Firewalkers or something in the next James Cameron epic. Who knows what's going on? I can't keep up with all this crap. I'm just waiting
Half
for
of it
the...
will be actual cartoon.
Right.
And the other one will have 3D cartoon.
It's going to be South Park style, cut out little cardboard
just
moving them around.
And it'll still make $3 billion because people just keep seeing that movie. I don't get it.
Your time's up, Keith.
Oh, thank God. And yes, 50 is the perfect amount. Thank you.
No,
Now,
it's not.
Doug, can we get a sampler of your Emperor Palpatine?
Why, yes, of course you can have a sample, Keith. Use your hate, Keith. I can feel your anger. It makes you strong. Here's a sample.
And the drum roll. Consensus. Where's our people? Where's Carrie? Where's Tundra Walker? Where's Sierra? We need
They're
opinions.
probably typing. Oh, Tundra Walker redeemed Bane voice.
Oh, I like Bane voice better, and alright, I guess I'll just do Bane voice, even though I don't quite have a topic to talk about. Suppose I can just go back to the old good stuff that you like. You want to hear me yell at Keith and tell him, God damn it, give me back the pasta maker.
Whoa, whoa,
Keith.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
You know,
Doug, we're going to probably be putting this on YouTube. You know the new swearing stuff, man.
I'm not
I'm
Doug.
sorry, Bane.
I'm Bane. I'm Bane, and I'm a villain. I cuss, all right? You have to get used to it. It's just what I do. God,
You have to
blow
find
you
some way
up.
to bleep that out there, Keith.
Bleep me out.
Demonetized.
You see, that's why I'm gonna go to Twitter. Free speech. Elon Musk promised me.
Go to Troll.
Unlike you. You see, Twitter's where all of us villains hang out. Me, Elon Musk, all the villains.
Or Elon
Don?
Tusk.
No.
Oh, there's my first Rick and Morty reference at 37 minutes.
And Carrie, I don't believe you. You are a fun human. Don't ever say that again. And Sarah, you're right. Villains do cuss at times, so we apologize.
They cuss all the time. You should hear our meetings. Filled with F words, C words, words that don't even have English letters. They come from space. We have space villains. But you didn't know that.
You use the S word, sugar.
No.
He uses the S word in Arabesh.
Shenanigans. That's the S word.
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
Oh my God.
Keith, you suck. You're terrible. I'm gonna blow you up.
Now, Sierra just got a Hot Pocket commercial, and I would like to apologize. We do not endorse Hot Pockets in any way because
Bane loves it. That
we
is
don't want any.
capitalism. The fact that the three nerds are sponsored by Hot Pocket.
The last thing we want is to give to any of our followers or anyone watching the show diarrhea, and we know that's what Hot Pockets do.
He's got an Ant-Man commercial.
Oh, nice.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
Sierra, I agree. It is very accurate for this commercial. Very accurate for this channel. Yes, very good. Indeed.
Oh, I'm glad that was your college go-to without harm. When was the last time I had one? It's been a while. My daughter used to eat them occasionally. She would always want like one of the pepperoni pizza ones. She was hungry.
I don't know if I made them right because the ends were always so impossible to cut through.
I've
You know,
never
it's
liked
like-
Hot Pockets.
like a rock.
I don't enjoy them. They're gross.
Oh, we didn't say we enjoyed them. We just ate them.
But you know what? I bet with air fryers, you could probably air fry them up, and you wouldn't get that weird microwave. Because part of the problem, I think, with Hot Pockets is when you microwave them, like Dave said, the ends are just burnt to a cinder. In the middle is usually still frozen.
Yes, that's it, Keith. The problem with Hot Pockets, the cheap frozen delicacy, is that you're not cooking it right. Good
Doug.
going, Keith.
I'm sorry, Bane.
Oh, boy.
Bane, they're sponsoring our show. We need to be nice.
You know what? I'm going to sponsor your ass.
Well, you got to bleep that out now, too.
Hey, you all asked for the villain. That's what you get.
I have an air fryer as well. Maybe Hot Pockets will go back on my list.
You know,
Okay,
you know what I don't own, along with an air fryer? Goddamn pasta maker.
David Kirby reference?
Yes, the Cursinder is something one of our friend's little brothers said one time. Way back, probably the 80s or so. So that was a reference only Tundra Walker would get, so I apologize.
Way back in the 80s.
When I was just a baby.
Long time ago.
Babies. Crazy babies. What's our next rumor, Keith?
Okay,
let's
let's
get
get
opinion on it.
let's get back to live next. This is a good one. I like this one. Wong may be getting his own Disney Plus show called
As he
Strange Academy, and it would have American Chavez in it. For those of you who are reading current Marvel comics, there is a Strange Academy where basically young sorcerers, wizards, whatever we want to call them, go to train. So it would kind of be like Carmitage, or it could be at Carmitage. I don't know how bad the Scarlet Witch destroyed it. But basically it would be... See, the way that Agatha is leaking out, I wondered if that wouldn't double for Strange Academy. Yeah, possibly. possibly. But I mean, this would be a good place for Wiccan to show up. It'd be a good place for American Chavez, and maybe that's where they get that connection to form for the Young Avengers later on. I mean, I like this. I think Wong has been popping up everywhere, and you know, it's always good to see him. Now, I don't know if Doug's favorite Wong BFF will show up in this series, but we can always hope.
Madison with a Y, but it's not where you think.
Thank you, Bane. But, you know, I think that this has been a kind of popular comic right now. It's well written. Is Al Ewing writing it? I don't remember. I have to look. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's been a decent comic. It's been fun. So I think this would be something nice to kind of weave into the MCU because it kind of hints at the magic side of things. We have a bunch of potential sorcerers up and coming, you know, with Wiccan and Agatha. And we know that Morgan Le Fay possibly maybe in the Agatha show, along with the rest of, you know, Agatha's coven.
Looks like I'm done.
So I think Strange Academy would be a nice way to introduce us to different types of magic in the MCU before we kind of get
I thought you said interest douches. Introduce.
Yes, introduce us. I'll take a sip of some Vernors to make sure.
Yeah, what the hell? I don't know. You're going off the rails tonight, Keith. I'm telling you.
I always do. What are you talking about?
Especially on game night.
I fall off the rails. Yes. And yes, it was Agatha all along. I did not. You did not hear douche in there, Tundra Walker. I said introduce. Deuce.
Yeah, see, he heard it too.
You can't trust him.
It wasn't just me.
His hearing's bad.
It was definitely just you. I did not hear that.
Well, no, Tundra Walker heard it too, so I got backup.
But don't. His hearing's terrible.
Walker really count?
It's 9:00. I think he's watching some show. Which Tundra Walker? What vampire show is at 9? I thought you'd be watching.
We never did get an answer to that.
Yeah.
Because it was Twilight on HBO.
I'm looking forward to The Last of Us coming out tonight on HBO with, you know, Din Djarin and the Ramsey girl or the, oh my God, what was her role on? You can admit it. You can admit I heard it.
Blackmail you. What is this shit?
For 5 minutes.
You know, when you're editing
I didn't
this video
realize
later,
that,
Keith,
that
you're
our
going to see
viewers
it.
would. I didn't realize our viewers would use this as like punishment.
I know. Neither did I.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
when
you're editing this video, you will see it.
Just so you know, Tundra Walker, I will admit nothing. Do what you must. The girl in the show is all dome.
Do what you must.
What the hell is
what
that?
Does
I
dome
don't know
piece
what that means. It's like your face zoomed out.
No.
Wow. He's been saving up his Infinity Stones. Jeez.
Oh my God.
We should not be laughing at the fact that little girl's face has been zoomed out. There's too much face around her eyes, nose, and mouth. It's true. But come on, Sierra. She's living in a post-apocalyptic world. Sometimes faces look like that, I guess. It's all the nuclear stuff or the virus or whatever it is in the show. I haven't seen the first one. But Tundra Walker, you still have not told us what vampire show you're watching. Is it The Witches of Eastwick? What is it? Come on.
Maybe it's a Wizards of Waverly Place reunion special, and there's vampires in it or something.
It's First Bitten.
He did say The Last of Us. I don't think that's a vampire show.
It is definitely not a vampire show.
It is a post-apocalyptic world.
There are zombie-like things. But that's like a, zombie with heavy quotes.
She is all dome. And I apologize to the young actress. I know she's a follower of our Twitch and YouTube.
I'm sorry, does that mean
You're a
something
beautiful
different now?
young lady. You just have a little too much border around the face. I'm so sorry.
But you know what? I didn't catch when you started doing this, so I have no idea when to stop you.
And guess what?
Gilbert.
Who cares?
definitely.
I'm doing Gilbert all night now. It's gonna be
All right.
terrible. I'm gonna go
Gilbert
in,
all night.
and I'm not really talking like this the whole night. I was just joking. I'm a comedian, for God's sakes.
He
And I
started at
just-
8:44.
Excellent. Thank you, Doug. I knew I could count on you to look at the time. I just hope Tundra Walker doesn't have too many Infinity Stones left, because my voice is gonna be gone here in a minute. And I'm going to move us to tangent time because we're not even talking about the Rumor Mill Rundown or all about the Rumor Mill, whatever we're going to call this new bit. We got to brand it. Help us, people. Absolutely.
He said absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, do we have
And
a Captain America?
And Tundra Walker, I will definitely work on a Zorak. Space Ghost Coast to Coast is one of the funniest shows ever on Adult Swim. I loved it. And uncomfortable pause now. I don't know why no one's talking, but we've got more rumors coming up. But you know what?
We went
I
to
wanna hit
tangent
you
time.
shit
I
out
wasn't sure
rumors,
why we
because
went into tangent time. What were we talking about?
We were talking about The Last of Us. Why, for some reason, Tundra
Okay.
Walker thinks it's a vampire show.
Well, okay. Let's see. Why does Tundra Walker think it's a vampire show? Tundra Walker, the same guy that thinks that Daredevil the movie is amazing. Okay, so
Cinematic genius.
thinks it's a
It's
cinematic
genius.
masterpiece. So Tundra Walker, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we start looking at homes.
He just cashed in another Bane voice. He
Oh,
really
boy.
is rolling along at this point.
How do you have so many Infinity Stones? This is ridiculous. My God.
That time is 8:48.
You've been saving them up for far too long. This is ridiculous. We're never going to accomplish anything. This entire stream is just going to be us doing voices all
And
night.
Sierra, I said it was a zombie show. It's not a vampire show. And yes, Carrie, you can turn off the voices by cashing in 1,000 Infinity Stones. If you want to turn off Bane, actually, we probably shouldn't do that because then we'll get the chat up in arms. I wasted my Infinity Stones. Wah, wah. Gilbert said introduce, and I misheard it. So I'm going to cash in some Infinity Stones because I think it's
Said
getting even
introduce.
with them. When all you're really bothering is my family, because they're upstairs right now going, what is wrong with Dad? I think he's lost his mind. Why is he
Is
talking
this time
like
up,
that?
Dunk?
Yes.
I don't know if his time is up. He started at 8:40 something, whatever time I said earlier. You were supposed to be keeping track, David. I have to be Bane now. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. When Doug comes back, I'll talk to him. I think Gilbert's
My
all set,
time
though.
started at 8:46. Please help me keep track of what 5 minutes from then is. It looks like 8:46 is ridiculous. I can't believe this.
That would be-
8:47, I'm sorry for me. 8:47. I apologize. My time was up.
Tundra Walker says 8:48, so that would be 8:53. And since Tundra Walker has been cashing in so many Infinity Stones, the next
He's got to do a voice.
8:48. Well, all right, Tundra Walker. 8:48 indeed.
The-
8:48.
the next rumor is all for you, Tundra Walker.
The next rumor. Next
Nova.
rumor. I'll be getting back my pasta maker, I hope.
It's going to be
No.
played by Ben Affleck.
No, no casting
Perhaps
news.
the
Huh?
next rumor about the all-Bane version of the Harley Quinn show. You know that's coming because I'm the best character in that entire show.
It's called
Harley
Renee.
Quinn can die. Don't like her. Ivy, she's boring. Who's the other ones? The Shark, he doesn't
What?
matter.
Oh, we're not dissing King Shark on this show, Bane.
He's terrible. He's not even a good villain. I am a perfect villain. You know, Lex Luthor himself, he told me. He said, Bane!
I heard that
Be the
about him.
next leader of the Legion of Doom. And I said, yes, I know, Mr. Lex Luthor. I agree. You know, did you hear about that Todd? Of course you didn't, because they blew him up.
What about Kite Man?
Who? Who was Kite Man?
What happened to
Now
his
the
show?
question,
I wanna
the
see.
question we have for you, Bane. Are you going to be on the Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special?
You mean the Bane special, the Bane February special? Yes, I will be on it. Whole episode is about me.
That is what I wanted to hear. Thank God. That's all good. You may have to burn my. I may have to burn my last 1,000 just to carry this across the finish. Yes, that would be excellent. Now, this next one is for you, Tundra Walker. Hope you're paying attention. There is a new rumor that Nova, which was originally going to be a Disney Plus series, then we heard it was going to be a special. Maybe you're right. Maybe I did say that wrong. A special presentation is now going to be a movie.
Oh
Now,
man, you're kidding me. They must have some good material.
We have no casting or anything like that, but the rumor is it's going to be a passing of the torch from Richard Rider to Sam Alexander. Once again, this is rumored. Nothing is confirmed, but which is sad because I would.
Rider.
Yeah, there's another
Great
name
name
for Richard.
choice.
Yes. But I could see this possibly being true only because Nova, Sam Alexander Nova, was part of the Champions and could easily be pushed into like a Young Avengers / Champions type role with the rest of the, youngins that are a part of the MCU currently. Oh, and your daughter's telling Tundra Walker to burn it on a Truman.
Burn it on Truman. I'll blow up Truman.
I've been struggling with my Truman lately. I don't know why.
I get like a couple minutes in and I forget how to do it.
Have you not been practicing in front of the mirror?
No, not lately.
Maybe that's where we should go. Oh, you're done. You're done, Bane. Done.
Oh, good. I gotta go get another absolutely drink. Enjoy, gentlemen.
Excellent.
Oh, he said absolutely.
But I am.
Are
you all right?
I'm okay.
I am hoping that even if this is sort of a passing of the torch from Richard Rider to. Yes, you will be sorry for the least productive hour in your history, our history. But I do hope we get Richard Rider a lot in the MCU because there can be, it's like Green Lanterns. You can have more than one Nova. We've seen the Nova Corps already in Guardians of the Galaxy, so we know there's multiple ones. Now, Richard Rider kind of had the World Mind as part of them. And the main reason I'm looking forward to Nova, one, besides he's Tundra Walker's favorite character, and I got his little Funko Pop back here. He's a major part of the Annihilation wave when Annihilus brought all of his, minions from the negative zone and were just perusing across the universe, trashing it. He was a big part of that. And I would love to see the Annihilation wave in the MCU, and I hope, Nova is a big part of it, Richard Rider, where he could be more, Richard Rider could be more the cosmic side of Nova, and Sam Alexander can be more the grounded, with the rest of the Young Avengers type stuff.
So I wonder what they're doing with Xandar. He decimated Xandar, right?
Yes.
So does that mean no one's left, or they're scattered around the galaxy like the Skrull?
Well, at one point in the comics, Richard Rider was the last surviving member of the Nova Corps. And he had the entirety of the World Mind inside of him. And it gave him extra powers and all that good stuff. So I think it could be something like that. We could see, at the beginning of the Nova movie, Thanos destroying Xandar. Or at least, what happened. At least the remnants of it. And see Richard Rider being the only survivor. And then him reaching out to Sam Alexander, whose father was in the Nova Corps, to maybe pass along his helmet or something, and then, there's two. And then they could start rebuilding the Nova Corps from there. So, I think it would be interesting.
Time with a theory palooza from Keith. Nice.
You gotta love the theory paloozas.
You gotta be able to spit game, folks.
That's right.
At any moment.
You never know when it's going to pop up. It's going to be difficult to tell a story because they were wiped out by the dire wraths, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. But it should. I mean, anytime we get, Nova in it. I do think it'll be like them building back the Nova Corps after they're decimated by, Thanos. I would love to see that scene because I was disappointed in Infinity War when all we got was, well, Thanos destroyed Xandar for the Power Stone. I'm like, can we get a scene?
Hey, wait, hold on, wait. They probably had to cut off 10 minutes of the movie, and that's what it was.
Yeah, probably. But if they have footage of it, that'd be nice to see there.
That's probably how they'll start the Nova movie.
No, I do. I definitely believe that's how we'll see Richard Rider escaping from Xandar as the only remaining Nova Corpsman. And yeah, you're right. Too much FF and Ron and stuff in there. Which, unfortunately, Ron is no longer owned by Marvel Comics, or at least the licensing to him. And yeah, we do not need Eagle the Living Planet to join the Nova Corps. That was so silly and wrong. And also, he's, moved on to another plane in the MCU. So we'll definitely not see that.
He's got a bunch of aliens that are drilling into what's left of him to harvest it for goo.
Your mic sounds a lot different since you sat back down.
Good or bad?
Worse.
It sounds like you're in a transistor radio. Unplug it, plug it back in.
What's up, Soul Man? There's nobody in this room with me right now, everybody. So don't worry about... What are you grabbing out of my fridge, bud?
Did you learn how to love before you could eat?
Oh, hey, Uncle Brian. No, buddy, you are not drinking that right now. Put that back in the fridge. You what? You just took a major melon Mountain Dew out of my fridge. Thankfully, he doesn't have school tomorrow.
That's right.
But okay, on to the next rumor. Who's ready?
I'm ready.
Excellent,
All right,
excellent.
Hold on. How do I sound now?
Still a bit weird.
Yeah, I got an error message saying that Windows doesn't recognize my USB cable, so...
So that's the built-in microphone we're hearing?
No, well, oh, God, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably it. It's a huge difference.
And no, Carrie, I let my kids do a lot. But sugar and caffeine this late, he'd be up all night. I don't know what he's doing with it, but I really hope. What's up? I can hear you all.
No, we're just saying Doug's microphone sounds different. I didn't say it was, couldn't hear him. But I was waving goodbye to Attack on Show.
Oh, thanks for joining us tonight, Attack on Show. It's always a pleasure.
Make sure you check out their channel.
Yep. If you're not familiar with Attack on Show, they have a YouTube channel. They're on Twitter. They're on Facebook. Good group of guys for Steeler fans. So,
if you check out Attack on Show, we'll save a gorilla in the wild, and if you don't, we'll kill it. So go.
Oh, I'm raising hand for the next rumor. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yes. And hey, anytime. We always appreciate. So the next rumor, Midnight Suns, which once again was rumored to be a series on Disney Plus, is now looking to be a movie, but nothing else is known about it. I'm assuming we'll get Moon Knight, probably going to get Ghost Rider before that. I know Punisher was a part of the Midnight Suns, even though he doesn't really fit there. I know Dave's favorite, Morbius, was a part of it. I don't think we'll see him in Midnight Suns on the MCU.
Yeah,
why are you guys grabbing all my soda?
We were talking about who would make up this lineup.
What?
Oh, we lost our host. And Doug,
he's not drinking that up there, is he?
No, he just put his mouth on it.
All right, I'm alone. This is cool. Well, anyway, I don't think I can carry. Oh, hey, Keith's back. Cool.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and yes, Tundra Walker, he does fit better than Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel is part of the Midnight Suns game. I don't think the Midnight Sun show is going to be like that. We're probably going to get maybe Man Thing, maybe Werewolf by Night, all of the good actual supernatural type, villain, not villains, but supernatural side of the MCU. Obviously, what's her name from Werewolf by Night?
Oh, the girl with the heart thing.
Yeah.
Something right. You got me on that one.
I can't think of her name right now. I hate when I do this. That mushroom coffee isn't helping me remember at all. Damn you, mushroom coffee. No, not Magic. She was from the Werewolf by Night special presentation. But the Midnight Suns show isn't going to be based off the video game. The video game is a very loose interpretation of the Midnight Suns from the comics. So I think they put Iron Man's never been a part of the Midnight Suns. Doctor Strange has probably worked with them, but never a part.
I don't see what the problem is with Iron Man being part of the Midnight Suns. I mean, he's a very magical man.
Yes, that's very accurate. And maybe he'll be
still sounding bad, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do me a favor. Switch to two hosts. I'm going to drop off Zoom and come back in.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Do it. Do it now. Get out of here. They're trying to take my tortillas.
Oh, yeah, don't leave yet, because I have to switch something out here.
Hey, that's another voice I could do. I could do the Arnold voice.
Would you do it for 5 minutes, though?
I could, yes. I could do talk like this. 5 minutes. Get out of here.
Okay, everyone talk amongst yourselves while I'm getting ready to...
Get in the chopper.
Welcome to the party, Richter.
Get to the chopper. You hate it? What do you mean you hate it?
Yeah, kind of shows.
Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down. There you go.
Okay, Doug, I am ready for you to drop off. And I'm ready for my transition, so once you drop off, I will move it over.
You get out of here.
And there we go. Now it is just Dave and myself. We were talking Midnight Suns. Sierra, hate is such a strong word. Is it the best Arnold Schwarzenegger impression? Probably not. But it's fun. It's what we do at this channel. We're not perfect, but darn it.
We could do a walk-in. Christopher Walken. You got a flat tire. You should be walking.
Okay, I'd like to apologize, everybody out there. But Dave did a great example of showing that at least his Arnold is better than his Christopher Walken.
Wait, I got a dad joke from Sierra. You're gonna love it. Oh, jeez. Did you hear about the guy who got his left side cut off? He's all right now.
Awesome. That is fantastic.
I don't know.
Okay.
That hurts me. Maybe I can do a Shatner.
I can't believe it.
That's pretty good. Can you do it for 5 minutes?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Spun.
Should we wait for Doug to talk?
Yeah,
next.
We should wait for Doug. Give him a minute. If he doesn't come back in a minute, we'll start going and he can join in.
I'm guessing he is.
Guys hanging.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's restarting his computer, so his mic will be good to go again, and he won't sound like he's Merman from He-Man. That's another one.
Well, you got any more rumors?
We do.
Let's go.
Well, the next one. Captain America. It was a dramatic pause.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But Captain America New World Order, we will see the return of the Department of Damage Control, which we remember from Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Homecoming, all of that good stuff. They seem to be almost a police force at this part. Yeah, and they were in Miss Marvel, right. So, wait, let me stop you right there. So,
okay, go. Wait, 1 second. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So, we're going to see them again, which should be interesting because we got a lot lined up in Captain America New World Order. We've got the leader, Samuel Stearns, coming back. We got Damage Control, supposedly now. We've heard She-Hulk is showing up. We've heard... Oh, there was one more. Oh, I can't remember now. But then the other Captain America New World Order rumor is that the Serpent Society is going to be a part of it also. And if you remember from back when they were announcing Phase 3, way back then, they teased that Captain America Civil War was going to be Captain America, the Serpent Society. So we might finally be getting the Serpent Society. Hearing all this stuff about Captain America New World Order, which I'm excited for because I do like, Sam Wilson, Captain America, flying around with the shield is pretty awesome. But we got the leader. We got, Red Hulk. We got Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford now, possibly being the Red Hulk. We've got the Serpent Society. We got Damage Control. It sounds like this movie is going to be extremely busy. Now, could they pull this off? Yes, they could. But when I start hearing all of this stuff, it's starting to sound a little way too jam-packed. And that kind of scares me a little bit. So, do I want to see Red Hulk in the MCU? Yes. Do I want to see the Serpent Society? Yes. Do I want the leader to come back since we haven't seen him since the Incredible Hulk movie? Absolutely.
Oh.
Doug is getting ready to hop back on. So let me get ready for him to hop back on. But yeah, and we'll kind of talk a little. We'll talk about it again when Doug gets back, Carrie, since you missed half of it. But a lot of he's connecting to audio. Let's make sure he's good to go.
Let's make sure he can hear.
He's connected. Speak, sir.
Okay, how do I sound?
About the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Check to see which mic is connected in Zoom.
Yeah. See? That's my...
Yep, it's still, Okay.
There you go.
There you go, Douglas. Yeah.
All right. Beautiful.
We got it back, folks.
That was weird. So,
Was that the Kermit the Frog yank? Guys! Yes, what's up, Sierra? Okay, while you were gone, Doug, and unfortunately...
I'm sitting here trying to wonder. I'm like, what the heck was it connected to for sound? It was... apparently, my webcam has a microphone. I did not know that. That's what it was connected to.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
There you
I'm
go.
like, what the heck is a Logitech Brio?
Learn something every day.
Now you
Sounds
know.
like a coffee maker.
And knowing is half the battle.
Okay, G.I. Joe.
Yo, Joe! Okay, so Carrie was on commercials, Doug was gone. We're going to talk about this again. The latest double rumor for Captain America New World Order, the first being that the Department of Damage Control is going to be in the movie.
Cool.
Which, they're kind of a, police force for some reason in the MCU at this point. So probably understandable. I don't know where Armor Wars is going to show up. Let's see, the other half of the battle is 25% red laser, 25% blue laser. That is true.
Oh, we have fun here on this channel, folks.
I've seen that chart. It's hilarious.
And the other part of it, so the Department of Damage Control is coming back. We don't know what capacity. Oh my God. Oh, Dave just left. Oh yeah. The Serpent Society is also going to be the part villains in the movie too. So as far as we know right now, we've got Thunderbolt Ross as the Red Hulk, Department of Damage Control, and the Serpent Society, which, there's quite a few members of the Serpent Society, so I don't know who we're getting. And as much as I love the Serpent Society... Wait, I said double.
Yeah, that's why I did this thing.
Oh, but it sounds like this movie is going to be just chock full of stuff. And while they could pull it off, I'm starting to get a little worried that they're trying to pack a little too much. You know, as the old saying goes, they're trying to pack 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Sorry,
But
you
Keith, when has that ever gone wrong? In fact, I think the more characters you have in a movie, isn't it the better it always is? That's why every time Sony has tried to do a Sinister Six, it's always worked out.
Look at the 90s Batman movies. Those rocked.
Oh my gosh, yes. Just think about the amazing Arnold that we got is Mr. Freeze.
Chill out.
Now, this isn't a rumor, but since Doug brought it up, I think, and he's so excited for it, probably almost as much as Dave is.
Oh, God.
Madam Web finished filming today.
No.
It was the last day of shooting. So, I know you guys are already camped out. Tickets are not on sale yet. We'll get them online when they come out to see it.
Who wants this? Who has been asking for this?
Who is Madam Web anyway? Who's playing her?
Dakota Johnson. I can't believe I remember her name.
I knew that. I did know that.
Madam Web. Just so strange. Such a strange choice, you know?
Never call her Ma'am Web.
No. And
Madam.
It's not Mrs. Webb anymore, okay?
Right?
It was a very, very messy divorce. Do not bring it up.
And Sierra's asking, will they bring in Sexy Silk from Spider-Man into the MCU? Silk is getting a television series on Prime, supposedly. But I would love for them to bring Silk into the MCU. That would be nice. I like all of the Spider-Verse characters. I like the comics. I like everything about the Spider-Verse is just pretty well done, especially when Dan Slott is writing it. I know he's not everybody's favorite author, but I think he does a pretty good job. I loved his Fantastic Four run. I liked his job. I liked his work on Spider-Man. So, I hope they do bring Silk into the MCU. But once again, Sony has the rights to all of these Spider-Man characters. Silk is one of them.
They're doing a bang-up job, aren't they?
They really are.
They're doing great.
Even Kevin Feige has said the Vulture post-credit scene in Morbius is cinema at its finest, and the fact that he could
it's Spider-Man or something. I don't know. Let's go team up, buddy. All right. We done here? All right, cool.
He said he's probably going to retire from producing because once you've reached that plateau of cinema, like the post-credit scene from Morbius, you just can't go anywhere. You're just going to go down. So why even try?
There's nowhere to go but down.
I still, to this day, if anyone tells me that was Michael Keaton doing the voice of the Vulture, I will call them a liar. That sounds like one of us doing a Michael Keaton impersonation for it. Actually, Doug, you did a pretty good impersonation.
Yeah,
20 Infinity Stones. Doug will do a Michael.
I was doing a couple months ago. I said, Vulture stuff. You may applaud. Thank you.
What was the line? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
What is that from?
From Batman.
Oh.
Where do you guys rank Eternals on the scale? Oh, the Doug scale?
Five.
We did that in our Phase 4 thing. I don't remember what we ranked it as.
It was low, but I think on the Doug scale, probably 5.5. It has some good stuff in it. Its pacing is odd.
Yeah, they really dropped the ball with that villain. They were building it up, and it sounded like it was going to be cool. The fact that you have this, deviant that's absorbing the powers of other Eternals and evolving and getting smarter and better and faster, and then they're like, okay, we're done with this one now. I'm like, oh, that was actually a cool part of the story.
It had it had a 7,000 year storyline, so they had to cover a lot of crap.
Yeah, they did. That movie could have been a lot better. Cinematography on it was great. I did like the battle between Makari and Icarus, kind of at the end. That was kind of cool. But for the most part, I don't want to say it's not worth your time, but it's probably not worth your time. Because it's funny you mentioned that. The other rumor about Captain America New World Order. You guys ready for this?
What?
The Eternal that was never birthed out of Earth, that was stopped at the end of Eternals.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to hazard a guess at what it's going to be made out of? Or
Marble.
Adamantium.
Adamantium?
Yes.
Oh.
And there's going to be a mad rush to get it. Like Val is going to want it for obviously the United States. And at one point, someone even said it was going to be called Genosha. It was going to be basically an island, and it was going to be called
Is
Genosha.
that what she turned it into? And did she do that on purpose? Or are they, like, just retconning it and saying, oh, yeah, it's adamantium now?
I think, yes. I think they're retconning it a bit. Which would be interesting, because obviously, we know Wolverine's skeleton is laced with it. It's nearly unbreakable. It would be a rival for vibranium in the MCU, which could cause, with some good writing, it could cause, a lot of things going on to get, the adamantium.
I thought I remember reading, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought adamantium was
You did not read.
Vibranium. Is that not the case?
No, I didn't hear what you said. You said, correct me if I'm wrong, I was reading. And I said, no, you were not reading.
Oh, okay.
It's jokes. These are all jokes.
I thought I remembered reading a while ago that adamantium was just like impure vibranium. Like it was mixed with other metals or something.
In the comics it was? I don't remember that.
I remember them calling both of them the strongest metal in the universe.
Right, but I remember somebody asking, like, what if Wolverine was to try and scratch Captain America's shield, which one would hold up, his claws or the shield? And I remember the argument at the time, this was several years ago, was that Wolverine would not be able to break through Cap's shield because adamantium isn't as strong as vibranium.
But I don't think Cap's shield could break Wolverine's claws either. I think they're equal strength.
It might dull them, I don't know.
And I know in one comic, at least, he scratched Captain America, at least the paint off of it. Because remember, too...
Okay.
You're bad. That's just a bad paint job.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's his name? Tony Stark's dad did it. The one from the Captain America movies. I still love that we get a different Tony's dad in the Captain America movies as the one we get from the Iron Man movies. I always thought that was a unique way to handle that. Like, they see them differently. Like, how Tony Stark sees his dad is different how Steve Rogers saw his dad. But yes, that's the rumor that the Eternal that was never birthed out of the earth is going to basically be adamantium. And everyone's going to be going to get it. We'll probably see Canada going in there and scratching a little bit off and be like, we could put this on some guys.
Dude's bones.
Yeah, and give them claws. We'll call him the termite. No, not the termite. Let's call him the Wolverine. Oh, yeah, good.
Wolverine.
Nice.
What is a Wolverine again? What kind of animal is that? Remind me. Oh,
What's
it's
one?
this, like, nasty little rodent thing,
That cannot win.
Is that what we want to call him?
That can't win a playoff game in college football. No. Hey, slow down. I'm just joking.
That's because there are no actual Wolverines in Michigan. That's why.
Naturally. I'm sure some people have brought them in. All right. And then, finally, our last rumor of the night. We should be out of tangent time. What am I doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing, man?
I don't know.
Yeah, what are you
I have
doing?
no idea, man. Let me introduce
Got one
everybody.
job.
Let me introduce everybody to our live on Twitch scene. But, you guys, raid Naisith?
Naisith? Okay.
So calling him New York Sith is not correct? Okay,
Yeah,
Naisith.
Naisith.
We will keep that in mind. But now I'm scared to rate him because I said his name wrong so many times. But the last rumor, Spider-Man 4 is going to start filming the end of 2023 with a $200 million budget.
It'll start
Wow.
filming at the end of 2023, and by January of 2024, we'll already be hearing rumors from Spider-Man himself.
They'll
Actually,
already have a
it's really
They're
great.
already going to have a trailer over there at Emergency Awesome. They already have a trailer.
they already have it. Which
No, I'm talking about a certain actor that doesn't know how to keep quiet. Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really great. You guys should see the set. What? I wasn't supposed to show them? Oh, never mind.
oh my god, when me and Daredevil were swinging through fighting a Kingpin,
You and who?
I mean, nothing.
That's it. Don't give him a script until he's on the set.
Right.
Well, you know what they did in for Avengers Endgame? Tom Holland's script said it was a wedding at the end of the movie, not a funeral. And they didn't tell him to the day they were shooting it that it was Tony Stark's funeral because they didn't want everyone to, say that. But yeah, the rumor is still that we're going to get a more grounded version, obviously, with what happened at the end of No Way Home. He doesn't have the Stark tech anymore, he's got his own little homemade one. The rumor is it's going to include Daredevil and possibly the Kingpin right out of Daredevil Born Again. So that filming schedule seems to line up pretty well with this happening, at the end of Daredevil Born Again, which, God, I hope it is, because Daredevil and Spider-Man teaming up on the big screen to fight the Kingpin in
that'd
the
be great.
MCU would be what we all need, and what really would be the best way to move forward after No Way Home. There was that epic sort of multiversal thing. Let's bring it down to the ground. Let's get, Daredevil in there and have a bunch of good stuff going on. Sierra says, I think Spider-Man is going to have a new love interest named Black Cat. That's very possible. Obviously, they've done the Liz Allen and they've done the MJ type thing. And Black Cat was his love interest for a while, and she's also a superhero. She's kind of had bad luck. And she's kind of like Catwoman from the DC universe, where she's kind of an anti-hero. She steals, she does things like that, and maybe he kind of teams up with her. Yeah,
She's bad luck.
but bad luck to the people
Unlike
around
Domino.
her. So I'm happy to hear that. With all that we're hearing about things getting pushed back in the MCU with the quality over quantity. It's nice to hear. Well, I'm sure Sony was like, we're not pushing our Spider-Man movie back. That last one made like $2 billion. We need to get this out as soon as possible. So, if they position it after Daredevil Born Again, if we really are getting 18 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, one, thankfully, hopefully it's, awesome. But two, they're going to need to get Spider-Man shot and, ready to go after that if they really want to capitalize on any momentum out of that series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sierra, where did you hear this rumor? She says Black Cat is rumored to be played by
Jenna
Well,
Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. Now, where did that rumor come from?
Now, just so
Awesome.
A source.
Emergency Awesome.
I have heard a different rumor about Miss Ortega playing someone in the MCU.
We got this covered.
No, we got this covered. I've heard she's rumored to play the White Tiger in Daredevil Born Again. For those of you who are familiar with the Disney animation, White Tiger is basically a heroine who kind of calls upon the power. She's like Vixen from the DC universe, but she calls on the power of like the White Tiger. She's got increased strength and all that other good stuff. So, once again, nothing is confirmed. If she's playing Black Cat or White Tiger, we're all going to be good to go, but we'll wait and see once that actually gets announced. So I think if she is in Daredevil Born Again, which is supposed to also start filming relatively soon, I think Charlie Cox said his basically 2023 is going to be almost all Marvel stuff, which kind of hinted at Daredevil and possibly Spider-Man movies. So hopefully, we do hear something, because if she's on set, we're going to find out sooner or later that she's actually a part of the cast officially and who she might be playing. But
White Tiger was the villain in Rumble in the Bronx. Not that it's the same White Tiger, because it was a guy, but
well, the original White Tiger in the comics was a guy, and then it was passed on to his daughter.
yeah, she's everywhere now. That Jenna Ortega.
I still remember she was on a show called Caught in the Middle on Disney that my daughter used to watch. It was one of those things where you like watch her and you're like, man, she's a really good actress. She's going places. And then when you finally see her like kind of, exploding, it's like I still remember it was same with Michael B. Jordan. Do you guys remember the show Parenthood that was on NBC? The wife and I used to watch it, and he was on that show. I don't think it could have been his first acting gig. I don't know, but he was like acting with other sort of younger actors, and he was just head and shoulders above everybody else. And I was like, man, that kid's going places. And
So it turns out she's actually already been in the MCU.
yeah, she was in Iron Man 3.
Yeah, played the vice president's daughter.
Huh. Yeah, well, they recast. That Spider-Man's teacher was in the Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy that he delivered the pizza to.
They're all the same people.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Once you've been cast in the MCU, you have to keep playing the same role.
It's your job.
That's the law.
And nothing's going to change. And you know what?
That
I
guy's
lied.
actually got a longer contract than Sam Jackson.
I didn't break the law. I am the law.
Is that a Sylvester Stallone impression?
Yeah, it was from Judge Dredd.
That is awesome.
There's another voice.
What are you talking about, Adrian?
Yeah,
I can still fight. I'm fine.
And it's funny, talking about Tom Holland not being able to keep a secret. There's one more. This isn't really a rumor, but we'll talk about it today. Did you guys see the interview with Mark Ruffalo?
Oh, where he was talking about rebooting the whole universe.
Well, he didn't say that.
No, I didn't see it.
He basically said, they asked him about Secret Wars. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's gonna end with a big bang. Huge big bang. And so everyone was like, that's a weird choice of words. Like, it's going to end the universe, MCU, not ours. Don't worry, folks. A movie can't, destroy our universe. It kind of end the MCU and start again. It'd basically be like a reboot of the MCU. Now,
if any
I don't
production
think he would have
company,
that information.
if any production company could destroy our entire universe, it would be Disney.
that is very true.
And if it happened, we'd never remember it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But remember,
It is a small world after all.
I think the fact that so many people are jumping on this, because you remember before Infinity War came out, he was being interviewed with Don Cheadle. I think it was Don Cheadle. I'm almost positive it was Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they said something. He goes, "Yeah, everyone dies at." He goes, "Oh yeah, but everyone dies at the end of this." Don Cheadle was like,
Yeah,
"Dude,
Cheetah went like,
yeah," and everyone kind of thought they were joking at first until they saw Infinity War, and they're like, "Jesus, Mark Ruffalo, you kind of ruined that movie for everybody."
He's as bad as Tom Holland, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was an interview with Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo where they said something. He goes, "Yeah, I think they teamed us together, so if we said anything bad, they could just cut that one interview out and then go on with all the others."
That's probably a good idea. From now on, Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland in interviews together.
see, I don't see how he would, realistically, I don't see how he would have that information. So, and even if they had that information, would they give it to him? I don't think so.
No, I think they've learned their lesson. I think he was just saying, "Oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be."
Yeah, and I think people are reading too deep into it.
Right. It's not like when he ruined Infinity
What does
War.
this mean?
He had already filmed it. There's not even
Yeah.
a script completed for Secret Wars yet. No director. There's no way he would have that sort of information. I know it's fun to talk about and
That
joke
was like
about.
that was like Paul Bettany saying that he couldn't wait to work with the most amazing actor he'd ever worked with, and he was just making a little joke, and everybody's like, "Oh, what is it, Mephisto?
Is it
Who's
Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto?
Who's going to be in it? Who is he working with?" Not that we did it. We didn't,
We
didn't jump down to conclusions like that.
No, we did because he's showing up in Ironheart. We said all along they're hinting at him now, so he can show up in a future Disney Plus show, and we're like, maybe Ironheart, magic versus technology or something. And look, it came true, 100% right all the time. And
you
go
just
back
gotta
and
be
watch the video.
I have been racking my brain trying to figure out what Mephisto has to do with Ironheart. Like, I cannot for the life of me figure out what they're going to do with that.
Yeah,
Well, I got Mephisto, and you got Eufisto.
She going to wish for a new set of armor?
Yeah.
maybe.
She's gonna be trapped with that by that wish.
I'll never have as good looking of armor as I did in Wakanda. Hey, Mephisto, would you please give me an exact duplicate? Actually, make the shoulders bigger.
Give me Baymax. Give me Baymax.
Yes, just give me that. See this cartoon? Make me into that.
Elsa Bloodstone. That was the name
That's her name.
of the character who is going to be in Midnight Suns. Full circle, people. It only took me about an hour to remember her name. Thank you very much. I'm here all week. Please try to fish. But what the hell were we talking about? I mean, what the heck were we talking about?
Mephisto.
Oh yeah,
You have
Mephisto.
to beep a lot of this out, man, just so we can stay on YouTube.
God.
But I think the reason Mephisto is going to show up in Ironheart is because he's going to be the one who grants the Hood his powers. Because for those of you who are familiar with the Hood, and if you're not, I'm sure we will have an in focus on the Hood before Ironheart comes out. But he's basically kind of a mobster, gangster type person who is granted demonic powers. He ends up creating a crew to take on the Avengers and kind of running a version of the Masters of Evil. But I think, because it wasn't Mephisto in the comics who gave him his powers, it was another demon, I can't remember his name. But I think to make it a little easier, it's going to be Mephisto granting him his powers, and that's why we're going to see him there. And then if he shows up in Agatha, Coven of Chaos later on, he'll already be established.
You think he's gonna be funny?
Yes.
It is Sacha Baron Cohen,
Yeah.
but he's played non-funny parts before, I think.
I think it's going to be funny in a humorous, but not like almost in a Andy Kaufman type way, as opposed to like him cracking jokes like that. It's going to be
Very subtle.
yes. And I'm looking forward to it because I'm a big Sacha Baron Cohen fan, so that could all be good.
I am too. I was gonna. Well, I say that normally I get a chuckle out of his roles. I don't know that he's playing a comedic role this time around.
And he might not be.
Will
may
his
just-
sister still be the #1 prostitute?
My wife.
My wife. I want to make romance deep inside you, but only if you let me, not by force.
There we go. That's your new voice.
There we go. 10 Infinity Stones.
For 10 minutes. 10 for 10.
But hey, that is all of the rumors that I had for the MCU. It is audience participation night. If you guys have heard any rumors you want to talk about, and we're more than welcome to. It's about 9:34. About an hour and 34 minutes into it. So we'll give
We
you
want
guys
to
a
hear what you have to say.
We always want to hear
And-
what.
If you're on YouTube, just leave a comment. We will respond to your comments.
Yeah, and before we get too deep into any other rumors, also if you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, I looked at the numbers, and while I'm not an expert at math, over 8 million% of you that watch us don't subscribe, and 2% of you who do watch us are subscribed, or some sort of math like that. But yeah, you should definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Just punch that subscribe button into submission, bash that bell, really, really strangle that like button. Am I doing the YouTube stuff right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, all right, good.
I heard, I don't know how true this is, but every time you subscribe to our YouTube channel,
An angel gets his wings?
no, an orphan gets a pony. So, if you
What
want
happens if they don't?
bad things, I don't even want to discuss
Oh,
it.
no.
But you watch
Do
a
they kill the
video.
pony?
No,
Here, it
nothing.
costs money to subscribe here on Twitch. It does not cost money to subscribe on YouTube. That is what I'm asking folks to do. Please subscribe on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact. If you can subscribe on Twitch, by all means, we would appreciate it. But you definitely do not have to.
But remember, if you have Prime, you can subscribe on Twitch to us for free by linking your Twitch and your Prime. So that's all good. And yes, I agree. I am happy Miss Marvel's getting a season 2. I enjoyed the first season. I thought it was a really enjoyable show. And I want to see more of Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel. So that's all good. You know, the other thing we should talk about tonight just for a moment is the fact that the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer is dropping tomorrow night during the, I can't remember who the Cowboys are playing. But during the
Buccaneers.
The what? Oh, yes.
Buccaneers.
The Cowboys and the Buccaneers are playing on Monday Night Football, and the trailer is going to drop at halftime.
That sounds made up.
It does, I know.
The Cowboys and the Buccaneers.
That's not real.
Why
would they fight? What problems would they have with each other? One's in the land, one's in the sea.
And Carrie is rooting for Tom Brady number 12. Personally, I don't want to see Tom Brady do anything in the playoffs, but I hate the Cowboys even more. So definitely, let's go TB12. I'm all for it.
What's nuts is normally me and Carrie agree on things, but not this time. No. I'm done with Tom Brady, man.
He's still
80 for Brady. Let's go watch that movie, huh, guys? 80 for Brady.
We should do an at the theater review of that. Jane Fonda, and Sally Field, and
who was
Lily
the Lions
Tomlin.
player in, I want to say, the 90s that everybody used to talk about being like the greatest Lions player?
Barry Sanders?
Barry Sanders. That's it. Barry Sanders. I remember when my parents would drive me to school when I was a kid, down right before 8 Mile on Middle Belt Road, there was a storefront in one of those strip malls, and they had a sign up for years called the Bring Barry Allen Back to the Lions Club or whatever. I don't know. It was some organization that met there with, I guess, the sole purpose of getting him to go back to the Lions.
Well, he did retire early, and his benefit to that was he can still walk. Some players hang on too long, then they can't walk.
It was I remember it because it was located right next to the Half Price grocery store, and that place was great because they had all the discontinued cereal, years after it was no longer
Fruit
production. Yeah, they had Fruit Brute. That was the first time that I had seen the Super Mario Bros. Or no, I'm sorry, they call it the Nintendo Cereal System cereal. And I want to say that came out in 85, and then I saw it in 88 or something like that, after it had already been long discontinued. And I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, I want the Nintendo cereal. She got it for me, and it was very, very stale, very old. But it was half price.
It's just the thrill to be eating a discontinued cereal. It's like finding Waffle Crisp, I loved Waffle Crisp, and you can't find it anywhere.
So speaking of discontinued and stale, I've got a pack of the Stay Puft marshmallows up there. I got that back when they were advertising for Ghostbusters Afterlife. And so the Campfire Marshmallow brand rebranded all of their bags to Stay Puft Marshmallows. Those things are hard as a rock, but they're going to stay on my shelf.
And Sierra is asking if Harry Styles is going to be replaced as Star Fox. Probably not. I know there was a lot of drama with Don't Worry, Darling, with him and Chris Pine and who's the director again? Olivia Wilde. But, I mean, he has a huge following. A lot of people are huge fans.
Any of this drama. What happened?
Oh, well, he was dating Olivia Wilde during the filming, and I guess they were very inappropriate on set. And
Carrie just put a link to the article in the.
But there is a lot. But I think they'll keep him as Star Fox, only because he has a huge following. He's actually a decent actor. And I think him being in a movie will get all of his fans to go see it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's kidnapping people and taking them to Iceland or beating them over the head with something in Hawaii. He just had an affair or whatever.
Oh, it sounds
And
like
that's why she got a divorce, right?
yeah, yep. Which she was served her divorce papers while she was like on stage at an award show or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that
the only
was
place to make sure that she was there.
yeah, yeah. You know, we should talk about that. For those of you, I don't know if you've seen the scenes. It looks like when during Cannes Film Festival, they're all seated. He walks up, and Olivia Wilde and Chris Pine are sitting down. He walks up, and it looks like he spits in Chris Pine's like lap.
Mm.
Now, you can't see it, but the way they reacted to it was very odd. And I mean, who knows what was actually going on? That whole, I remember when that was going on, I was like trying to find articles on it. I was so interested in it. I don't know why, but I'm like, what on earth could be going on between those two? And obviously, I think Chris Pine is married, so there was no him and Olivia Wilde and everything else. Who knows? But it was such a weird thing, and it sounds like Sierra is saying the drama wasn't worth it. So I'm assuming you've seen the movie, Sierra, and it's not. Is it worth the hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is to watch? Because I remember the one, Olivia Wilde directed a movie, and I can't remember what it's called now, but it was supposed to be really good. It was on Hulu. And I think that's how she kind of started getting these bigger films, and supposedly she was filming a movie for...
Did she play a hitman in that movie that you're talking about, that she directed?
It was like The Bookstore or Bookworm or something. I don't think anyone was an assassin.
Oh, okay. I saw a movie where she was a hitman.
This was one she directed, and I don't know
Yeah.
if she was in it. And yeah, apparently Olivia Wilde was not very nice to Florence Pugh on set. And it was crazy. I don't know if we'll ever find out exactly what happened until many years from now, but it sounded like that set was just a freaking nightmare.
That's a shame.
And it was about
That's-
her ex-husband, basically, and that is who Harry Styles was playing. Oh, so Harry... Oh, I didn't know that. So Florence Pugh was kind of playing Olivia Wilde, and then Harry Styles was playing Stepford Wives and Bananas. Maybe I'll check it out when I have time. Sounds interesting.
We'll never have time.
I know.
Stick that right there next to Cocaine Bear.
Oh, I'm seeing Cocaine Bear in the theater. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, you better believe I'm not missing that one.
Yes, I will watch Grace and Frankie first. There's a lot
I
on.
actually like that show. I watched it at least the first 4 seasons.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I definitely will watch it. As long as Doug continues to watch Battlestar Galactica and Carrie watches Andor. So we all have our shows. We have homework. We'll meet back next Sunday. We'll talk about all of our shows.
Apparently, we got to watch Willow too.
And Doug's trying to pretend like he's frozen, so he gets out of watching Battlestar Galactica.
I did try. I did try watching it.
And
Just it was kind of tough to get through for me.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Sierra. And Dave has to watch Willow.
and Andor, yes, I thoroughly recommend Andor.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
And remember, Carrie, tell Danny that Andor is the expanse of the Star Wars universe.
Expanse.
Yeah, Andor
Maybe like outline
Andor
when you
was
got gas.
amazing. Whether you like Star Wars or not, you will like this.
It really is the
And-
most grounded and kind of realistic, for being a sci-fi show, of all the Star Warses.
Andor could have not been a Star Wars story and still been good.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how good that show was.
Oh, Danny's listening. Danny, watch it. I promise you, you will enjoy it.
You will.
So, and if not, what could we do? What could we offer Danny if he doesn't enjoy it? All of his money
We'll
back.
watch a show that he recommends.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. That's a good plan, Douglas.
Yeah.
All right, they're starting tonight. Excellent. I will try to get an episode of Grace and Frankie in. We all have our homework.
Don't do that.
Everybody's happy.
Well, you got it easier because Grace and Frankie's only a half-hour show.
Now, I have a buddy who I was in the Marine Corps with who has recommended both Severance and Dark. So those are definitely on my watch list at some point. And those will be shows I watch without the wife because she's not a big sci-fi fan.
Don't
So I
know
might
if
be
I've heard
able
of either of them.
I think Dark is on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. And Severance, is it on Apple TV? I can't remember now. I got little notes, places. Yes, watch Grace and Frankie first. Well, that's one I'll watch with my wife. Yes, Dark is Netflix.
Does it mean Dork is Netflix?
And Severance is Apple. I nailed it, people. Look at me, the biggest nerd of all you
Right,
nerds.
you remembered a thing.
Yeah, that's. I'm telling you, it's the mushroom coffee. I remembered Elsa Bloodstone. I knew that one actress from a while ago.
I mean,
things
you
are
eventually remember Elsa Bloodstone.
things are look. Hey, I'm going to cut it together like I knew it right away. So, but it takes 30 days, Doug. In 30 days, it won't take me an hour and 15 minutes to remember Elsa Bloodstone. It'll be like that.
Yep. Hey, I've been doing the mushroom coffee for a month now.
Danny is excited to hear about mushroom coffee.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
now,
gentlemen,
Dave,
feel free to evangelize.
Well, I don't do
Dave?
free advertising, so.
well, Dave, how's it? How are you doing? Has it helped? Is your focus, your energy up? What do you think?
I'd say yes, but it's not going as fast as I had hoped. But it is happening.
And not
see me on here when
GT's
you guys
mushroom
are sick.
elixir. I think we're both having the Rizzy mushroom coffee.
Yeah. I think it's pronounced Rise. Superfoods.
And while it isn't my favorite taste, and I haven't, I don't know if this is all psychosomatic, like I want it to happen, but I do feel like I have more energy, and I do feel like I'm sleeping better.
Oh,
'Cause
I
I
definitely.
do.
That's the truth.
I've always had a problem falling asleep just because my mind works at 1,000 miles an hour sometimes. But lately, it's like as soon as I want to go to bed, I'm asleep. So that has been one positive of it. Can't say, well, I'm already remembering things better on this thing. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Seem-
he will sleep better. I've been getting deeper sleep. I've actually started to dream again, and I hadn't
Really?
dreamed in a long time. Yes.
I was just going to
So-
say the same thing. I have started dreaming again too, which I have not done in years. And a lot of it,
Very
I think
cool.
I wake up, a lot with kids. Not so much anymore as they're getting older. But yeah, the last couple nights I've had dreams, and I've ones that I remember, and I haven't done that in years.
And when you wake up in the morning, I actually feel rested. I don't feel like I have to, all right, work into my day. When I wake up, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I don't wake up thinking, I need that first cup of coffee. I'm like up and
Right.
at 'em.
And then you go grab your first cup of coffee, being the mushroom coffee.
Yep. Now, do you mix it with other coffee or do you mix it with hot water?
I use hot water, and I add some International Delight to it. So, and it tastes like regular coffee at that point.
Yeah, I've been.
I don't do. They have recipes to make waffles and stuff like that with it, but I'm not very good in the kitchen, so I haven't tried any of that.
I will send. Let's see.
The link.
Yep.
They should have a link, affiliate link, so I can get paid for you, and then I know some other people did it because of me.
Carrie, that's the link that both Dave and I got it from. And my wife's drinking it too. I should ask her. She hasn't said about anything about dreaming lately, but it seems like she's sleeping better too. So, we're only a few days into ours, but I've got high hopes. I'm positive. I'm pretty confident that this is going to be good things.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got tonight. We were going to talk a little Star Wars What If we got around to it, but shockingly, this took up almost the entire 2 hours.
Yeah, we don't want to start something now and then have to start
Oh,
it
yeah,
again
it's
later.
only 10 minutes left, yeah.
Yeah.
But that'll be for another night. This Thursday was definitely going to be Bad Batch Episode 4, the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer breakdown, and probably The Force Unleashed. next Sunday, maybe The Last of Us episode 1.
Oh yeah,
Sounds good to me.
Attack on Show is going to see The Last of Us.
Excellent. Thank
Coming
you,
out.
Attack on Show. We're definitely going to be checking that out too. We'll talk about it next week. We look forward to hearing your thoughts on it. Once again, for those of you not following Attack on Show on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. I don't know if you stream on Twitch. I've never seen you do that, but they're all over the place. Follow them. They're great guys. Do a great job. And don't forget to hit us up at Twitter. Leave a comment down below, and we will see you next time on Not Your Status Quo.